Hey everybody, Caitlin here, and welcome back to Coaster Magic. So once again, it has been a minute since I've filmed a video, and I know I said the last time that I'd be back weekly. This time, I actually mean it. I will be back weekly, making lots more fun content for you guys. If not weekly, every other week, because I am still very, 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 very busy. Anyway, so the topic for today's video. So Hersheypark just opened this past weekend. Yesterday just concluded opening weekend at the time that I am filming this, which would be the Monday after Easter. So, with that being said, the crowds were terrible all weekend. The temperatures on Friday did not permit most of the coasters to run, and a lot of people were just not satisfied. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys justifiable reasons as to why you should not give up on Hershey this year. Please keep in mind it was their opening weekend. They were still trying to get everything back up and running, and it just didn't necessarily go as planned. This is not how you should look at the rest of the season, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why in this video. Let's go. The first thing I would like to discuss is the crowd levels and wait times from opening weekend. There are some things you really need to keep in mind when it comes to the crowds and the wait times. First, not only was it opening weekend, but it was also Easter weekend. The vast majority of the people there were there because of it being Easter weekend and spring break. Second, Hersheypark is rarely ever that crowded. In fact, I don't think I had ever seen it as crowded as it was during opening weekend. This is not normal for Hersheypark. Crowds at Hersheypark are usually a lot more manageable. Queues are hardly ever, if ever, flooding onto the midways. With that being said, if you are there on a day when crowd levels are less manageable, please keep in mind that everyone there is just as stressed and annoyed about it as you are. So please don't take that frustration out on other guests or employees. Your day is what you make it. If you go in with an open mind and you are ready to have fun, even with the bad crowds, you will. But if you go in telling yourself that your day is going to be terrible because of the crowds, then you probably won't have a great day. So that is just something to keep in mind. There are still plenty of ways to have fun, even when the lines are long. The next thing I would like to discuss is the weather. For anyone who went to Hersheypark on Friday and got mad at the park for the fact that the only 3 coasters running were Comet, Super Duper Looper, and Laugh Track until later in the afternoon, I have a message for you. Hersheypark cannot, I repeat, cannot control the weather. So if you decide to go on a day when it's going to be below 40 degrees for the majority of the day, sorry, but you won't be riding many coasters because they cannot safely operate coasters such as Fahrenheit, Great Bear, Sky Rush, Storm Runner, etc. Yes, I am aware that Storm Runner is still closed anyway, I'm just trying to make a point. Also, please keep in mind that some coasters will also close due to rain and especially thunderstorms. So if you want to be able to go and ride every single coaster, please keep an eye on the weather and the Hersheypark app or the website before you go for ride availability, because Hersheypark can't control the weather, and they really don't have control over non-weather related coaster closures either, because sometimes coasters need new parts as well and they can't get them in. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Intamin. Where is that Storm Runner part? Anyway, bottom line here, just check the weather and the Hersheypark app before you go so you aren't as disappointed when there are only 3 coasters open until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The next thing I would like to discuss are the things that you can still do in the events of inclement weather, freezing temperatures, and bad crowds. So first, let's look at what you are still able to do in the events of freezing temperatures and inclement weather. So first of all, there are a lot of things to do at Hersheypark besides the coasters. There are 2 pretty decent-sized arcades in the park. One of them is right across from Great Bear, and the other one is right by Fahrenheit. Obviously, arcades are something that are not going to close when the weather is bad. So if you're waiting for the weather to clear, you can probably kill a good chunk of time in the arcades. Also, not only does Hershey have a stellar coaster lineup, they also have a pretty nice selection of flat rides as well. Depending on what weather conditions you are dealing with, a good many of these flat rides might actually stay open. And also keep in mind that there are 2 indoor rides at the park, which obviously don't have to close when the weather is bad, and they are Laugh Track and Reese's Cup Fusion. Laugh Track is the park's indoor spinning roller coaster, and Reese's Cup Fusion is the interactive dark ride. And finally, you can visit shops and Chocolate World when the weather doesn't permit the rides and coasters to operate. The shops will obviously stay open in the event of inclement weather, but please, please, please do not blame Hersheypark for weather-related coasters. They can't control what the weather does. I know that if you are a single-day ticket holder especially, it might seem like your ticket is going to waste. But if the weather keeps coasters and rides closed for 60 minutes consecutively, you will typically get a return voucher. Now let's discuss things you can do to make bad crowds more bearable. The first thing you can do is go into the park and start with an open mind. The second thing is prioritize what you really want to get done, and as soon as the park opens, go to that ride immediately as fast as you can without running. Once you've done the first ride that you've prioritized, look at the rest of the wait times throughout the park, and if they are too much, you can still just walk around and enjoy yourself. If the wait times are still too much for you and you really want to ride, you can always buy a fast pass. But please keep in mind, fast passes are normally more expensive than your actual admission ticket. Once again though, bad crowds, or at least the crowd levels that Hershey had this past weekend, are extremely rare and not normal for the park. If you were there this past weekend and you don't want to visit again because of the crowds, I really think you should reconsider, because chances are that if you come back, you will have lower crowds, like a lot lower, and you will be able to ride a lot more. This brings us to the big question for this video. Should you visit Hersheypark in 2021? If you were there on opening weekend and you are not even considering giving the park a second chance, let me tell you right here, right now, you are making a huge mistake and you are missing out on what could be an even better, quote-unquote, Hersheypark happy experience. If you were not there on opening weekend but you saw what the crowds were like and there weren't many coasters open, and you don't want to visit now, you are also making a huge mistake. This past weekend is not at all a good example of what your normal Hersheypark day is like. So yes, you should definitely visit Hersheypark in 2021. It is a fantastic park. The coaster lineup is fantastic. Some of the people you can meet there are fantastic. Shout outs to JD and Camden from Hershey Addict for all the fun we had at Fahrenheit on Saturday. Basically, everything about Hersheypark is amazing. So if you were already planning a trip for this year and you saw how opening weekend went and now you don't want to go, please rethink that decision. I promise you, you will not regret it. That is going to do it for today's video. I know that this isn't a video I would normally make, but I figured why not try it out and see how it goes. What do you think about Hersheypark's opening weekend? Do you think it was a success or a failure? Please be sure to tell me in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more content that will be coming soon. And I mean it this time. I'm not going to disappear again for another month. I promise. I will be back, hopefully next week. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Have an amazing day, everyone. Bye!
Fahrenheit is still stuck on the lip tail, guys.
Trying to clear it.
This is crazy.
Rumor has it, if you snap your fingers 9 times, it will go right again. So we're gonna test this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, never mind.